The design of the whole site is unique. It's cool, I mean, it's something you don't see anywhere else in the world, so it's very typical from here. When you see pictures or something from Paul Ricard, we know straight that this is this track. The Paul Ricard track is a very challenging track. There is a massive straight on the back of the track, but also a very tricky and tight part between turn 3 and turn 7. So it's a very hard track to find a good balance of the car. Scene is for sure one of the most challenging corners in the whole season. We arrived there around 310 kph and we have to do it flat. I mean, it's a big challenge, you have to commit to it, but it's one of the best corners I've ever driven. There's no better place to start the season.
To the south of France and Le Castellet for the season opener of the 2018 European Le Mans Series. We've got a mega grid of 45 cars for this race. Let's take a look.
41 full-season entries will fight this year for the 2018 European Endurance titles. The grid features the largest gathering of LMP2 cars ever, and when combined with LMP3, the total number of Le Mans prototypes will be 35 cars. This new European Le Mans Series milestone promises to be full of drama and action. Prior to the first race weekend, teams were allowed 2 days of official testing of the Circuit Paul Ricard. Both, unfortunately, were rain affected, limiting perhaps what everybody could learn about their race day setup. Fortunately, the race weekend dawned dry and bright. A 19-car entry makes for a hugely impressive LMP2 pack with lots of well-known names and teams, starting with G-Drive, twice European champion, and eager for more with 2 Orica chassis.
This year we get Jean-Eric Verne with us, we have Alex Imperatori, we have also Andrea Pisitola, so I think we have a pretty nice drivers lineup. In the second car as well we have Enzo Giver, very young and fast driver, so I think, yeah, it should be cool and the competition will be nice and tough.
Last year's runners-up were United Autosports. They're back looking for revenge with a pair of Ligier chassis.
The United's expanded to 2 LMP2 cars, which is good for everybody. It's more information that we can draw off of. And as well, actually, the Ligier has been developed even more. So I think we're going to be quicker in this race this year, but it's certainly not going to be easy. To win this year, we're going to have to be definitely the fastest, but we're going to have to be completely mistake-free, and probably at some times we're going to have some luck too to win. So yeah, we'll see what we can do, but the biggest thing is to have our heads on straight and execute the race with no mistakes.
More serious contenders with Ligier chassis from Panis Barthez. Their lineup: Will Stevens, Julien Canal and Timothy Bourret.
Every race we go to, we want to try and do the best job that we possibly can, and we feel like with the driver lineup we have, we can for sure do that. Julian's got a lot of experience in LMP2, especially with the Ligier. And let's hope that we can all chip in together and come away with some good results.
Among the newcomers are Spanish team Racing Engineering, renowned for their single-seater expertise. They're relative newcomers to sports car racing, but their package is a strong one.
On a un équipage plutôt complet.
We're a tough team, fast drivers, and that's an asset. But on the other hand, as far as the team and I are concerned, we don't have much endurance racing experience, so we're not feeling any stress. We won't be 100% at our potential, but we'll do our best and drive the car, try and make it to the checkered flag. Four Dallara chassis supplement the LMP2 pack, including the full Italian lineup, Setelar Villorba Corsa.
Oh, I'm very excited. This is the start of the new season. It will be the second season for us. And, you know, for us, last season was a rookie season in LMP2. And now we are ready to do better than last year. But I read the entry list of LMP2 and I'm very scared about it because, you know, around 20 LMP2, it's unbelievable.
With 18 cars, the LMP3 lineup is as impressive as LMP2's. Ligier's chassis may be in the majority, but the Normas can definitely not be overlooked. The team to beat here, United Autosports, with American title holders John Falp and Sean Rahal both returning.
It's definitely hard to win a championship. It's harder to win it 2 times in a row. So we know there's a lot of work ahead of us, and but happy days. You know, I think the whole team's more motivated than ever. You know, coming off that and trying to replicate it. So we're looking forward to it. There's a fast guy in every car, so I mean, ELMS is probably one of the most competitive series worldwide. So you don't know who's going to be fast every weekend, but you have to just go for it and focus on your program. And that's what we did last year. This year, we just want to eliminate the little mistakes, clean it up a little bit, and try to make sure we're first or second every time.
Last year's runners-up were Yvan Muller's boys. The French team remains faithful to its DNA, with crews made up of young and promising talent. Of course, there's lots of fast opponents in this level, so this is going to be as tough as ever. Having said that, I think our lineup is very promising. I think we can deliver some good results. Well, we're going to be looking for podiums first. Then, if things are going well, if we're well placed, who knows, we'll try and win the title. We are very ambitious. Another team that should be serious title contenders will be Ultimate. Over the winter, they've switched from last year's Ligier chassis to the Norma.
Nouvelle voiture déjà pour commencer, donc
we've got a new car, so that's a big challenge ahead. We don't know it that well. We'll let you know after 2 or 3 races if that was a good choice. Anyway, we wanted to make a change, so we're going to try and fight for the title with this car. Competition will be tough for sure. The usual established teams and some new ones like DKR Engineering, who won last year's Michelin Le Mans Cup title.
We are again with DKR Engineering. They're a fantastic team. I think we did a really good job during the winter. We have a lot of experience from last year in Michelin Le Mans Cup. At the end of the day, we race with the same tires. Team is pretty much the same. John Glorieux is also joining me in the car as a bronze driver. My brother this year is the highlight, so 2 brothers in 1 car. So I think we definitely have a really good team and really high chances of be fighting in the front rows.
With 4 wins from 6 races and both titles going to JMW Motorsport, the Ferrari F488 proved to be the best car last season in the GTE class. This year, however, the new 911 RSR Porsche may just reshuffle the deck.
We've got a good car in the Ferrari, and we won the championship last year, so we're just looking to do what we did again last year, and I think we should be the favourites. I hope so. But it will be a good battle with the Porsche, and we'll see how we'll get on through the remaining races of the year.
We had really good expectations last year, and we had a fantastic season with 3 pole positions and 2 wins. It's just we had some bad luck, let's say, in the other races, but that's why we've come back with the same car, same driver lineup, same team, because we know we are quick, we know we are strong, and we're ready to fight this year for sure. I think the Porsche is going to be very strong. We've seen in the pre-season testing that it's really strong, and the teams that are running the Porsche are really, really high level and with very good drivers. So it's a classic fight, Porsche and Ferrari, and we expect it to be tough, but we're still confident we can beat them.
We were struggling a bit last year with the setup, but this year it looks much more easier to find a good one. And it's just amazing to drive, easier than last year, because now the engine is in the middle of the car, so not completely in the back. At the moment we look like we are in a better shape than Ferrari, so I hope we stay like this until the end of the season, but I'm pretty sure they will come as well, because Ferrari is such a strong brand, so and I'm pretty sure they will come soon, but we are here to fight against them.
It's always nice to be here and sign to be close to the public. First race we have a bit of pressure for it, but we're looking forward to do a nice job.
We're really happy to be here today in Paul Ricard, here in France, and racing for a French team.
It's so difficult to find the hidden turn-in points, the braking points. There's nothing there. You have to just remember what's your instinct and go with it, go with it. It's tough, tough, tough track.
We love the ELMS. Busting suckers' heads, that's my intent. Flowers will be sent, cause this the main event. You heard what I said what I meant. In your head, put a dent, cause this the main event.
You mess with me, you end up on the floor. You talk a lot of smack, but you can't talk no more. Why? They ask you questions, but you have no answers. 12 rounds, fool.
It was hard to change from Ferrari after 4 years. We did, but I think it's a good choice because we're doing a great job. The team is working very well for us. Matteo did a good job putting us on pole position with a great lap, and for now I'm happy. I'm confident that we will do a good job.
Stop the show, I hit him with the low blow. 1, 2, he don't know what to do. 3, 4, he don't wanna fight no more. 5, 6, I knocked him out the mix. 7, 8, let me lay him flat and straight.
Busting suckers' heads, that's my intent. Flowers will be sent, cause this the main event.
It was amazing to do a pole position at the first race. It's hard, we did hard work during the winter to be prepared and do the pole position. Amazing job by David Drew. Feeling great, we have an amazing team. Let's see how the race goes. Normally we should do a good result, so we're just gonna see how it goes.
Very excited to be on pole for the first race of the season. New team, new tires, just same chassis, new teammates, and we're on pole. And my hats off to my team. IDEC did an amazing job. Not a lot of time to test the car, and we managed to be quick, and hopefully we can have a good race.
We have started the 4 Hours of Le Castellet.
The 2018 European Le Mans Series is underway, and a great start from poleman Memo Rojas in the IDEC Sport Orica. Orica dominant in LMP2 qualifying. The Normas on top in LMP3. David Drew for M Racing YMR starting on pole. JMW with pole in GTE. Liam Griffin is starting. Battle on for the lead though. Nico Lapierre in the white and blue number 21 Dragon Speed car all over Memo Rojas. Down the inside into turn 3. Through he goes. Racing Engineering in third.
We have a few cars going through the runoffs at T4 and T3. We will investigate it after the third lap.
Shocking start for François Perraudot and TDS, the 33 car from second on the grid down to 11th, just ahead of the 39 Graf car. End of lap 1, Nico Lapierre 1.2 seconds clear over Memo Rojas. Norminato, Pierre Rag third and fourth across the line. Norminato in the red and yellow colours of Racing Engineering, harassing Memo Rojas now. The Mexican and the Frenchman behind him with good single-seater background. One of the YMR cars going very slowly there. That's their 18 entry. Nathan Biel with a lap 1 puncture. Second place battle is shaping up nicely. Norminato out to the slipstream on the Mistral straight. He's going the long way around the outside into senior. Through he goes. And Memo Rojas tucks in behind him in third spot. Great pass from the French youngster. And now Pierre Rag is lining up in the Duquesne Engineering car to have a go as well. Battle for second. This is pole sitter in GTE, Liam Griffin for JMW, the 66 car. Pulling out of the slipstream though, the Ebi Motors Porsche. Raymond Norak goes by him for second. It's Gianluca Roda who leads the category in the 88 Proton competition Porsche. And the JMW car under pressure from behind as well. The green and white Spirit of Race Ferrari number 55 looking for third place. Memo Rojas still under pressure, back down to fourth place now, the pole sitter for IDEC Sport. And he's got the Senior Tech Alpine car of Andre Negrão right behind him. Duquesne Engineering have already got by. Battle for third in GTE, the green and white Spirit of Race Ferrari of Duncan Cameron on the inside of Liam Griffin, gets by the pole-sitting JMW 66 car, and that is now down to fourth place. It's Porsche 1-2, Ferrari 3-4. And there might be more trouble in store because the Gulf Porsche of Michael Wainwright that started last on the GTE grid is right behind them, and he's not alone. The Ferraris are definitely not having it all their own way here in Paul Ricard. On board with Norminato in the Racing Engineering Orica. He's in second place, carving his way through the GTE field as he tries to chase down Nico Lapierre. Take a look again at the start, the IDEC Sport car on the right of the picture. Memo Rojas jumps away from François Perraudot, and Perraudot gets absolutely swallowed somewhere in the first couple of corners. Nico Lapierre charges by him as the rest of the field race off after Memo Rojas, the pole sitter. 45 cars thundering down into turn 1 LMP2 field, then the LMP3 field with the GTEs just in amongst them. A little bit of contact here and there. We saw one puncture for an M Racing YMR LMP3 car, but there was a little bit of contact in the field. Race leader Nico Lapierre for Dragon Speed, 2.2 seconds clear of Norman Nato, but Nato for Racing Engineering keeping him honest. And that means Lapierre has to work hard in traffic as they now carve their way through the LMP3 field. Here's the LMP3 race leader for RLR M Sport, Job van Uitert, ahead of Sean Rahal for United Autosport in the number 2 car. Battle for third, 17 is Jean-Baptiste Lahaye for Ultimate in the Norma. They're dropping away from the United car because through comes David Drew for M Racing YMR. He moves up to third. He was the pole sitter. Matt Bell right behind for United Autosports in the number 3 car from the team. Change for third in GTE. Michael Wainwright's Gulf Porsche now up to third. Porsche 1-2-3, Gianluca Roda and Raymond Norak for Proton and Ebi Motors out front. And the Ferraris chasing from behind. Pole sitter Liam Griffin down in 5th spot. Battle for 7th place, wheel to wheel on the Mistral. James Allen in the orange G-Drive car. Victor Scheitar in the SMP Racing Dallara. Goodness me! Weaving wheel to wheel. There's contact over 300 kilometers now into senior. And through goes Scheitar. Wow, that was edge of the seat stuff. Fantastic racing all the way through this vast field of cars. G-Drive's James Allen on a charge now. Around Memo Rojas the long way up to senior. This is for 6th position. Victor Scheitar behind, down in 8th place again in the SMP Racing Dallara. And a great move again by James Allen. Trouble for Jean-Baptiste Lahaye. And that's the number 17 Ultimate car. Going slowly down the Mistral straight. Lead battle, gap seesawing up and down from 1.5 to 2 seconds in traffic. Nico Lapierre can see Norman Nato, and Nato chasing can definitely see his prey. Oh, and there's more trouble.
I have a car stopped at turn 13. Let's see what the driver does. We are waving yellow flags for that. It's car 8.
That's Jean Glorieux, who with DKR Engineering won the Michelin Le Mans Cup in LMP3 last year. He got shunted off by the G-Drive car of James Allen. Look at GTE, there's 88, Gianluca Roda, the leader. Porsche 1, 2, 3, the new 911 RSR looking very strong here in Paul Ricard. Still early in the race, but the team look okay. Number 17 back at Ultimate, so Jean-Baptiste Lahaye has managed to crawl back from the Mistral straight in the Norma. Now they've got to work out what is wrong with it. 3rd place battle in GTE. We're on board JMW's 66 Ferrari. Liam Griffin chasing Duncan Cameron, the green and white car, and in front of him Michael Wainwright in the Gulf Porsche. P2 car of Norman Nato coming through. He's in 2nd place still. He's starting to learn a bit more about traffic. Here's the LMP3 battle for 2nd place. David Drew, the Pulse, is recovering in the M Racing YMR car. In his sights, champion Sean Rahal for number 2 United Autosports team. And around the outside, can't get through there, David Drew. Team watching from the garage. Here's the race leader, Nico Lapierre, carving his way through traffic using all of his experience, sharing again with Henrik Hedman and Ben Hanley as last year. Battle for 3rd place, pressure for Pierre Rag. He's got Andre Negrau behind him in the lighter blue Senior Tech Alpine down the inside. Good move into the Double Droit de Beausset. Moves up into a podium position, at least early on in the race. Barely half an hour gone of this 4-hour encounter. In the slipstream of the Gulf Porsche, on board with Liam Griffin. There is Michael Wainwright, drifts out wide, all 4 wheels off, exiting senior, and through comes Harrison Newey, Adrian Newey's young son, in the Rebellion Racing APR number 31 car. Crikey, don't get that sort of thing when you're racing in junior single-seaters. Nico Lapierre in traffic, and just about avoided drama there. LMP2 and 3 cars, as well as GTEs all together, and he's heading for the pit lane after contact. In comes Norman Nato. So 40 minutes into the race, first pit stops, and that's why he was on the hurry up. Nico Lapierre, just a little brush on the car, looks like nothing damaged in that incident in traffic. Michelin engineer checking the tyres. Pierre Thirier watching from the Senior Tech Alpine garage. His teammate now leaves as Nico Lapierre leaves. So here is the leader, 36 Senior Tech Alpine, that's Andre Negrau. Timothy Bouret second for Panis Barthez. They've still to stop, of course, and they can't go an awful lot further. The Brazilian catching LMP3 cars. And right behind him, the Frenchman charging up underneath him as well. Teams are out in the pit lane, and in they go together. And that will hand the lead back to Nico Lapierre in the number 21 car. Andre Negrau hits his marks, handing over to Pierre Thirier, one of just 4 LMP2 cars with a 2-driver lineup. LMP2 battle, that's the Villorba Corsa car. Roberto Lacourt right behind number 29. Trying to find a way through. Pierre Rag, contact, he spins, and so too does Lacourt. And there just wasn't enough room on the inside for Pierre Rag. First pit stop's done. Nico Lapierre leading for 21 Dragon Speed. Norman Nato, the red and yellow racing engineering car, still in second place. Superbly well-run team, very gifted driver, but all so new at this endurance racing lark. Here's our LMP3 leader, Job van Uitert, being passed by the United Autosports LMP2 car. And he remains out front from the number 19 M Racing YMR car. Norma's first and second. GTE class, Gianluca Roda still leading in the new Porsche 911 RSR. Oh, what's that behind? The IDEX Sport car over on the right. That's its rear bodywork. There's all sorts of damage at the back. The rear wing is over askew as well. And that can't be good for the team. I'm sure the driver had a big scare there. No dramas though for Gianluca Roda. Take a look under the bridge. Watch the first prototype. Boom! The rear bodywork rips its way off the car. Debris in the road. And that rear wing is going to take some time to replace as well. That's the team's number 27 car, not the 28 pole sitter, but nevertheless, a lot of damage done there and a lot of work to do to repair it. Trouble at turn 1, LMP3 car, Speed Factory's Timur Boguslavski hitting the Algarve Pro LMP2 car. Boguslavski's smoking, number 12 went off as well. There he is, Euro International LMP3 car. And Boguslavski has got a locked left front wheel.
Car 5 is back on track, but he has problems.
Long crawl back, but still 3 hours and more of racing left. In the middle there, Nick Minassian, the new sporting director at IDEX Sport, trying to decide what to do.
66 spun, he's back on track. I think it's the exit of T11. Yes, he's currently at T12.
Let's take a look in replay. Liam Griffin, as Michael Wainwright runs out wide, dives to the inside in the Ferrari, realises there's nowhere to go, loops it into a spin in the middle of the track in the blind right-hander. On the curbs, trying to avoid contact, just couldn't hold the back end. Worrying moment or two. Look here as he dives inside Wainwright. He knows there's going to be contact and opts to spin in avoidance. Gianluca Roda leading for Proton. It's a Porsche 123. The Golf Porsche still third behind Raymond Norak in the Ebby Motors car. And these new Porsche 911 RSRs are absolutely flying in the early stages here. Economy good so far as well. They'll stop around the 1 hour mark of the race. Down into turn 1. Oh, the LMP3 car from BHK Motorsport. Ligier looping round into a spin. GTE leader in the pits, Gianluca Roda, will hand over to Giorgio Roda. Fuel and fresh tyres. Matteo Cairoli, the third driver of the car. Proton Competition, one of the most experienced GT racing teams, and they've been Porsche fans for many, many years. On board with the JMW Motorsport Ferrari, and after that spin, trying to find a way back past Duncan Cameron, up to 4th place. Does he get through? Yes, he does. LMP2 traffic making its way through safely. So little change, but this is a battle off the podium at the moment for the Ferraris. They better hope that the long run favours them. All action all the time in European Le Mans Series racing. This is the battle for third in LMP2. James Allen all over Pierre Thirier and around the outside, cuts to the inside. And that is a nice move from the G-Drive car up to third. So James Allen pulling away from Pierre Thirier. And they're being chased by the 23 Panis Barthez car. There is that Ligier. Wonka dominated the top 6 places in qualifying, but Ligier looking strong in race trim. Anders Fjordback going by Phil Hansen in one of the 2 United Autosports LMP2 cars. Fjordback for high-class racing. GTE battle with the P2 cars coming through. There goes the G-Drive car. And the Spirit of Race Ferrari all cuts back on. Mark Patterson in the Algarve Pro number 25 car. Patterson had nowhere to go when the Spirit of Race Ferrari shut the door there, did he? Trouble for the race leader, Nico Lapierre, with a puncture. Left front corner is down. Could be a suspension breakage, and that might mean the end of their race. A puncture is changeable. He is creeping back to the pits off schedule and out of the lead.
Cars 21 slow on track after T13.
The racing engineering car has the lead, and Lapierre creeping. Well, this is something that Dragon Speed did not need. Norman Nato leading for Racing Engineering on their debut in the European Le Mans Series. In comes Lapierre, door opens. Henrik Hedman will jump in. And is it just a puncture? They're changing all the tyres anyway. But this is an off-schedule stop that they did not need. There are the team watching on.
Nico, fantastic start for you guys. A bit of a strange moment at the end of your stint there. What happened with the car?
Yeah, we had a puncture front left tire, so we lost a bit of time. We have to investigate what happened, but there were a few debris on track, so maybe we took one of those. We need to check now. It's a shame because it changed our strategy. We had to stop a few laps earlier, but it is how it is. The pace is good, the car is great, so we'll have to fight to try to get this time back.
Oh, more trouble.
Have car 23, which went through the runoff at T11.
Race leader in the pit lane, Racing Engineering's first full-blooded race stop. Driver change as well. Out gets Norman Nato, in gets Paul Petit. Full tyre change and a tank of gas. Little different from the Formula 2 stop. Take a look at Timothy Bouret, spinning lurid moment out of turn 11. And that will have ruined the tyres. Those stripes, while pretty, are hugely abrasive. That's what stops the car. There's tungsten in the paint and it rips the tyres apart. Battle for the lead in GTE. The Gulf Racing Porsche, Ben Barker. Behind him comes the Proton competition car of Giorgio Roda. And Ben Barker in the older 911. Roda in the much lower, wider looking front end on the brand new car. Being a dream debut so far, 90 minutes in, Paul Petit leading for Racing Engineering. Hugely impressive Spanish team. Top flight single-seater racers, but very new to sports cars. That's Ben Barker rolling very slowly. He was the GTE leader. Giorgio Roda will have gone through, no doubt.
It's car 86. He stopped between T5 and T6.
That's heartbreaking for Gulf Racing, losing the lead of the class. And here's the battle. The Ebby Motors Porsche ahead of JMW. Henrik Hedman now trying to hang on to second place ahead of Pierre Thirier, the Cinetic Alpine driver. Down the inside. One of the big stars of last season moves up into second. Little ripple of applause from inside the garage. Well, he continues on his way. He'll be trying to chase down Paul Petit in the Racing Engineering car who leads. Battles all the way up and down all three classes after the round of driver changes. Here's the squabble for fourth. AVF's number 30 car, Enrique Chavez, under pressure from Nelson Panciatici. Now Pancia driving for Duquesne Engineering, sends it deep on the inside. Good move, through he goes. Well, there's not much room there, but he managed to squeeze through. Clean precision from Nelson Panciatici. Trouble in the barriers. That's the Dragon Speed car of Henrik Hedman and Duncan Cameron's Spirit of Race Ferrari. Well, both cars damaged, heavily damaged. The Dragon Speed car has lost its nose, left front puncture, maybe the right front damaged as well. And that's where the punctures came from. So looks like contact into Beausset.
3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Now this is interesting, almost at the 2-hour mark. How is this going to change strategy? Well, if Dragon Speed hadn't been in the barriers, it might well have helped them get back on course. But I'm afraid their car looks like it's out of the race, and that could be the same for Spirit of Race. In come the leaders then. Henrik Hedman, Duncan Cameron, both out of the cars. They're okay. TDS are in, Racing Engineering. It's a busy pit lane. And Henrik Hedman trying to crawl what remains of the Dragon Speed Orica back to the pits. Unbelievable, still going. There will be damage to the barriers that needs repairing. Hedman is in, nose box is off. What's left of it? The floor's gone, the nose is gone. What about suspension damage? Almost on the stroke of half time, Eduardo Freitas brings out the safety car.
You may increase the speed on track as we are now under safety car.
I'm afraid that is it for the Spirit of Race Ferrari. 15 minutes of safety car and away we go, back to green flag racing. The whole field jumbled up in the safety car queue. Racing Engineering still on top of the timing screens though, with Paul Petit, Andre Negrau's Cinetec Alpine car number 36 in second. Nelson Panciatici, there he is, way down in the queue. The Duquesne Engineering car in third though. Petit out front and charging on. Fast drivers, a quick car, and their strategy has worked well too. Trimmed out a little for speed down that Mistral straight. GTE lead battle, and the JMW Ferrari is in front at the moment, but the Proton competition Porsche has enough to squeeze by into turn one. And that must be heartbreaking for the Ferrari team. Even track position couldn't help them. And Porsche just has too much for them here at Paul Ricard. Here's the lead battle, and with one LMP3 car between them, Paul Petit, the red and yellow of Racing Engineering, just ahead of Andre Negrau in the number 29 Cinetec Alpine car. LMP3 leader John Ferrano, he took over the RLR M Sport Ligier at the stops, and still comfortably out front with a little over an hour to go. This is really a dream race so far for the LMP3 leaders. And RLR M Sport have certainly worked hard to get themselves into this competitive position. Pierre Thirier limbering up, getting ready to take over in the Cinetec Alpine car. In is Paul Petit, the race leader by inches. He hands over to Olivier Pla. Now there's an ace in the hole for Racing Engineering. Hugely experienced, very quick Ollie Pla. Pierre Thirier is waiting. Andre Negrau hits his marks. He bails out. Thirier takes over. He's already done a stint, don't forget, in the car midway through the race. And here is the Racing Engineering car up to speed. Out of the pit lane comes the Cinetec Alpine car. Where is Olivier Pla? Look for the red and yellow further back down the straight. There he is. That may be around 5 or 6 seconds. But of course Pla is now up to speed even though he's in LMP3 traffic. On the Mistral straight, the battle for the lead. Pierre Thirier for Cinetec Alpine, number 36. Racing Engineering, the rookies, the debutantes with Olivier Pla. Hugely experienced, hugely fast, hugely brave around the outside. Wow, that is always a big, big move at Senior. These cars have enormous downforce, but you need enormous cojones to capitalise. And Olivier Pla sat around the outside as if it was nothing. And now he's the leader. Battle for second in LMP3. We're on board the number 2 United Auto Sports car. This is the Ligier of Jean Falp, who with Sean Rahal won the title last year with United, chasing down Nicolas Ferrer in the M Racing YMR car. The Norma not too far away in front, 8.5 seconds, and some 54 minutes of racing. Duquesne Engineering's Nicolas Jamin pulls out of the slipstream of Pierre Thirier. This is on for second place. He's going to have to go the long way round the outside. He does go the long way round the outside. Before they get on the brakes, Thirier looks inside, but he couldn't get close enough. Racing Engineering leading the race. Olivier Pla has a calm head on his shoulders. And this Racing Engineering Orica trimmed out for speed down the mighty Mistral. And that is helping him run free and clear of his pursuers in LMP2. Pierre Thirier under pressure again, this time for third place. Right behind him, TDS Racing's Mathieu Vazivière. A couple of years ago, Thirier racing with the TDS team. Now they're racing against him. Nicolas Jamin in the Duquesne car just in front of them. And they're all going to have to deal with the number 5 Speed Factory LMP3 car. Thierry goes around the outside, but he was slower onto the straight, held up behind the LMP3 car. And here comes Mathieu Vazivière. Vazivière, another single-seater refugee, creeping alongside. There's nothing between them. The Alpine versus the Ligier. Wheel to wheel, door handle to door handle. Who's going to have the speed? Thierry's got the inside line, and Vazivière is still there on the outside with the overlap. That is astonishing racing. Just fantastic. G-Drive, final stop. Andrea Pizzitola is in. In for the final stop comes the race leader as well. No mistakes now allowed for Racing Engineering. Final stop for Duquesne as well, coming in from what is now second. Battle for third place will be on when Pierre Thirier rejoins. Used tyres going back on the Senior Tech Alpine car. In the inset, the race leader comes out in the final corner. He will stay in front. Olivier Plat will lead. The TDS racing car will be in second place before Pierre Thirier gets up to speed. There it is on the right-hand side. So it is now on the battle for third position. Out comes Pierre Thirier, and closing in from behind is Nicolas Jamin in the Duquesne Engineering car, very close into turn 1. And Jamin is up to speed. Thirier needs to get those tyres working very quickly indeed. There's Francois Perraudot at TDS, they're in second, and here's the battle for third, wheel to wheel. Jamin goes outside, inside, and through into third spot. Big cheers from Duquesne Engineering, there's the boss. Now, can they hang on? Pierre Thirier is neither slow nor inexperienced. He wasn't fully up to speed here, but what a big move from Nicolas Jamin. That is huge. Early in the race, GTE was all about Porsche, Porsche, Porsche. Matteo Cairoli is still the race leader into the final 20 minutes, but it is no longer an all Porsche podium. He leads Miguel Molinar by 7 seconds. Molinar in the 66 JMW Motorsport Ferrari, not the car right behind at the moment. The new Porsche 911 RSR with its mid-mounted engine no longer hanging out behind the transaxle. It's really revolutionised Porsche's performance. Molinar in the background, you can see the yellow nose, that is no longer 7 seconds. Molinar is lapping quicker than Cairoli. Miguel Molinar, the Spaniard, chasing with a sniff of the race win, maybe in 20 minutes. He is a platinum top-rated driver, and there might just be a dash for the flag. Battle for fourth in LMP2. The man behind Pierre Thirier's blue Cinetec Alpine is G-Drive's Andrea Pizzitola. Sends it to the inside at turn 4. And that was a great clean move, aided by Pierre Thirier, who gave him plenty of racing room. No point in risking damage. Somehow that Cinetec Alpine car is slipping down the order. Rob Garofal for RLR M Sport, still leading in LMP3 into the final 20 minutes of the 4 hours of Le Castellet. And so far it has been a walk in the park. What a dream start to their season. Miguel Molinar wringing the neck of the JMW Motorsport Ferrari. He was 14 seconds behind Matteo Cairoli when he got into the car. And the gap is now under 2.5 seconds. There is a battle royal in store, and the rush to the checkered flag. Nicolas Jamin just 3 seconds behind Mathieu Vazivière, and Jamin pushing hard as well. Third place for Duquesne is not enough. Closing stages at Le Castellet. Here is the GTE lead battle. Miguel Molinar with the yellow nose Ferrari. Right in front of him is the all-grey Porsche of Matteo Cairoli. Now, either way, these are two stalwart teams of privateer racing. Proton competition inches now in front of JMW Motorsport. Proton have been around for the better part of 2 decades racing Porsches, and Jim Atwerter's team have been loyal to Ferrari for several seasons, last year's champions. And Miguel Molinar does not want to take no for an answer. He is all over the back of Matteo Cairoli. Who will prevail, the Italian in the Porsche or the Spaniard in the Ferrari? Final lap of the race. Racing Engineering's Olivier Pla leading on the team's debut. They qualified a strong 4th place, and what a driver lineup they have. The checkered flag is out. Racing Engineering will win the 4 Hours of Le Castellet, their first ever European Le Mans Series race. One GT entry in Le Mans 18 years ago, but the GP2 and Formula 2 experts are now endurance race winners. Rob Garofal takes LMP3 victory for RLRM Sport. A 65-minute final stint. He must have come in on fumes alone. And in GTE, it is Miguel Molinar pushing Matteo Cairoli every inch of the way. Traffic in front slows the Porsche. Molinar's got half an underlap. Through he comes. There's contact. The Porsche goes off wide. Straight lines the corner. Molinar with more speed onto the Mistral. The Porsche just tucks in front. Half a lap to go. And Miguel Molinar, has he got the speed to pull out of the slipstream? He's creeping alongside inch by inch. Is it too soon? If he gets in front, will the Porsche come back? The Porsche's had the pace to lead in one form or another pretty much all the way through, but Molinar hits the front for Ferrari on the last lap of the race. Cairoli goes out wide again. Miguel Molinar leads by inches, but there's traffic in front. The Krone Racing Ferrari, another GTE car, might get in the way. So might the P3 car, but it's all to no avail. The Ferrari squeezes through, the Porsche does not. Cairoli cuts through on the inside, but he hasn't got the pace. He's not going to catch Miguel Molinar. What an astonishing GTE race. JMW started on pole and win it, but in between, Porsche looked the dominant force all the way through. Victory in GTE for JMW. Liam Griffin there celebrating with the team, and Alex McDowell. What a finish to the GTE race. Racing Engineering win on their European Le Mans Series debut.
I have to thank my teammates, Norman and Paul. They did an amazing job. First time for Norman here, and in endurance racing coming from GP2, he did unbelievable at the beginning, keeping the pace of Nico in front. And Paul also, his stint was unbelievable. He had a lot of pressure behind. And Racing Engineering first race, first victory, and a big thank you to them.
Impressive stuff for the Spanish team run by Alfonso Dorleon de Bourbon. They win on their debut. TDS second with Mathieu Vazivière, Francois Perraudin and Loic Duval. And Duquesne debuting in LMP2. They take third with Nico Germain, Pierre Rag and Nelson Panciatici. And that is a podium packed with driving talent. Fantastic job by RLRM Sport to claim LMP3 honours. Joep van Uytert, John Ferrano and Rob Garofal on the top step of the podium.
I can't be more happy with the team. They did a great job. I had a good first 2 stints, and then Rob and John, they just finished it. And I think the team can be really, really happy with the progress we've made since the winter. And yeah, now it's time to take some rest.
And a dramatic finish to the GTE battle with JMW Motorsport, the champions, somehow coming up on top.
That last stint by Miguel was something else. To do that on the last lap, you know, he was 14 seconds behind starting with an hour to go, and to do it on the very last lap was outrageous. And a great manoeuvre as well. Great overtake. Amazing.
The championship winning team on the top step of the podium, defying Porsche's early race pace to claim victory. Winners Racing Engineering lead the LMP2 Championship standings, and the top 7 teams all ran Orica chassis. RLR lead the LMP3 rankings. Ligier versus Norma, the story there. And in GTE, somehow JMW pulled the win out, but Porsche looks super strong. Will the Italian cars have the upper hand next time out at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza in early May?
Yo, check this out.
Time now to vote for your favourite move of the race. Will it be number 1? A Paul Ricard classic at over 300 kilometres an hour. Norman Nato pulls out of the slipstream of Memo Rojas to go the brave way around Senior, the long way around the outside to take the lead. Or will it be number 2? A nifty move into turn 3 and 4 for James Allen, tucking up Pierre Thirier, going outside, inside. Great control and great nerve. Or will it be number 3, the last chance saloon, Miguel Molinar reeling in Matteo Cairoli and then getting underneath the Italian to take the lead in the class and ultimately victory on the final lap of the race. Cairoli wasn't giving up, but Molinar stuck to his task, pulling out, creeping alongside on the Mistral to take the lead into Senior.
Big trouble. They're going to be in contact.